Hello guys, and welcome back as we are going to be going into the grand finals. Woo! Let's go guys. Let's have a good match here. And Rain, we have
Grand
seen
finals. We've
these
seen
two
these
guys,
two guys already.
Actually,
So we've got Bugsy Centino versus Renny Payumo.
Renny
The previous two matches.
Yep, pretty much.
We've seen Renny Payumo during the quarterfinals, a commanding win, went 2-0. And previously, during the semifinals, Bugsy went with a surprise comeback victory over
Erickson Marquez. Hey, come here. Come here. Special guest, Erickson Marquez. Come here.
Any thoughts on that last match?
What can you say about that last match? Come.
Yeah, he had a shiny Pokemon.
He had the shiny.
Okay.
That's why Bugsy
So remember
won.
guys, shiny Pokemon wins games. Milotic.
Skins wins games.
Skins wins games. Pay to win. Pay to win indeed. And it seems like guys, we are going to get into the grand finals. Talking about the last two matches we've been able to show off. It really was Renny playing weather control versus Bugsy playing the stat game strong. Look, just we talked about the Grimmsnarl and Mimikyu interaction. That was
Let's see
pretty
how
big.
both of their teams will interact with each other in this game.
Yeah, Renny's constant swaps with the Torkoal, with the Ndidi, and it's just all about setting up the terrain he wants, the weather he wants, and look to win from there. But it seems like our two players are getting ready to get started. Our beautiful admin there, Mr. Mark
There we
Masuli,
go.
setting things up.
So you've guys seen this already. Renny with a
Let's
Charizard,
get-
Rhyperior, Torkoal, that Dusclops, Ndidi female, and that Venusaur.
Yep.
Bugsy rocking that RK9, Ferrothorn, Grimmsnarl, Mudsdale, that MVP Milotic right there, and that Mimikyu.
I would say the real MVP here is the Mimikyu.
For that
Honestly.
last game?
Like,
yeah.
Like, sure, the Milotic is weathering the storm, but it really is because of Erickson's unfortunate
one
procs.
play?
Not just unfortunate procs onto the competitive, it's really the Mimikyu making proactive decisions, proactive plays for Bugsy compared to the Milotic, which is a little more on the reactive end. Sure, it got the lucky Scald, sure, it got the lucky competitive boots. Without the Mimikyu imposing like that, Erickson could have just focused down onto the other Pokemon and leave the Milotic to the dust. But we'll see right now what's going to be in store for us for game number 1 in this best of 3. Will we see the Charizard, Venusaur, Ndidi, and Torkoal core here for Renny? Or will he actually tech on out and bring the Dusclops just to make sure he can turn around that Trick Room? But we've seen from Bugsy, the Trick Room sure is a good component of his roster, but it isn't really the overall defining factor for his
It's not
victory.
the Trick Room team that you'd expect from Bugsy.
Yeah, it's not a full TR team. It's like, hey, I can play TR, but if it doesn't work, then
It's not a hard Trick Room team.
yeah, it's a soft one.
Alright, grand finals coming up. Renny Payumo versus Bugsy Centino. Let's see how these two finalists play it out.
It's gonna be time to get started as the Mimikyu and Milotic are gonna be our leads here and now for Renny, for Bugsy. But in response, it's Ndidi and Venusaur for Renny,
Yeah.
something he's very comfortable
With
in that last
Ndidi
one.
setting up that psychic terrain right here.
Like Surge gonna be putting the proc on. And in the meantime, what will Bugsy do in this first turn? We're not gonna see any of the confusion antics as of yet, but instead we're gonna have that Milotic in to play earlier on. Can he get some competitive boosts? Can he get some competitive procs? That's gonna be the real question. Bugsy though start things
Turn
off.
1 going for Milotic, going for the Protect here.
Yes, it's time to go for a few hits overall. Sleep Powder though, gonna get protected out. Good read there from Bugsy, making sure that the initial control not gonna happen. Psychic though onto the Mimikyu. We'll get
Wants to
rid
get
of
rid
this
of that
guys.
disguise.
Exactly. Goodbye to the ability, goodbye to the Poke Power of the of that Mimikyu. And you know,
And there's the Trick Room.
I realize as the Trick Room comes, I keep using the term Poke Power. That's from TCG, right?
I think so.
Like Poke Power is what you call the abilities.
the ability equivalent and
yeah.
trading card game.
I like the name though. It's cuter. Poke Power.
It's a bit cheesy though, a bit
I
corny.
mean, it's for kids. I mean, but this is a kid-
TCGs for kids.
Dude.
I don't.
dude. Like you have this is how you reel them in, okay? They grow up
And
from-
become like VGC
from-
veterans.
Yes,
Yeah.
like from having the Charizard with Fire Spin. Remember that one? OG.
I mean, I'm one of those kids. I was one of those.
You have
kids.
a Hola Charizard OG one. I had the reprint version of Charizard. I was so happy about that. But let's talk about the game
And there's
again.
the Follow Me.
As the follow me
And the
comes.
Play Rough.
And the play rough, actually, pretty potent there. Getting half of the damage, stun sleep powder now.
Ooh,
Doesn't
good
affect the
read.
Ferrothorn. Bugsy again, reading like what? reading that one like a book. Renny, unable to get the sleep powder twice. But sure, he has the psychic terrain on, but it seems like Bugsy is happy to shrug that off. Now, we were talking about early on about that Arcanine on Bugsy's side, and he might actually bring it out thanks to all the sunny day antics. We'll see though what Renny is going to do as he goes for the recall. Finally, it's going to be changing
Bring
things up.
out the Torkoal, setting up that sun.
And I feel like Renny has the Dusclops in his arsenal, not even to use that Trick Room, but more or less to pretend that he's gonna go for that Trick Room, because he has a Torkoal. Obviously, it's a OG Trick Room Pokemon. As the Gyro Ball comes after the Follow Me, making sure that the Torkoal
Stays
is not
alive
gonna die.
there, but with a Drain Punch from Mimikyu, takes out that NDD.
Yeah, double up, forced out by that Follow Me. So Bugsy,
I think you can expect that we'll see the Charizard next turn.
He's gonna have the advantage so far in terms of that numbers, but Renny still has his core swaps. I haven't seen much here from Bugsy that will really
There's the
change up that
Charizard I was
terrain.
talking about.
And here comes the Charizard,
Will
double
we
fire
see the
types.
Gigantamax Charizard this turn?
This Ferrothorn looking so vulnerable right now. This is the only time we would say a Ferrothorn is vulnerable. That is a very annoying Pokemon to deal with barbs, with all that defense.
But
with
all
the
you need to
heal
bring
damage.
out is like fire type.
And more fire. It's like bringing a lighter in a forest and then just leaving it down with the flame afoot. This Charizard and the Torkoal gonna have a good time here, and with a sunny day up, it's looking pretty high and dry for Bugsy. Mimikyu still into the field though. He did use the
Trick Room is up.
Yeah, Trick Room earlier on. And right now, Renny gonna be looking to
And there's the
G-Max
Gigantamax.
that Charizard. Have we seen other G-Maxes today besides the Charizard?
I think we saw Lapras, but it didn't use G-Max Resonance.
Guys, yeah, Lapras. I mean, we could have seen on Grimmsnarl, but it was never. You can still see it because Bugsy does have it, but we haven't seen him really show
Ferrothorn,
that off yet.
Expecting that's going to be very vulnerable.
Expecting his
Going-
demise,
yeah.
basically. It's like, I don't want to die just yet. Maybe one more turn, then we'll be fine. And here comes the Eruption.
On the Mimikyu.
Goodbye.
Takes it out in one hit.
Good damage there from Renny. Gonna be evening things up.
And there's the
right now.
G-Max Wildfire.
Does it connect? Yes, it does. Does the damage? It doesn't care.
One hit
It
KOs
doesn't care
that
about the
Ferrothorn.
protect. Look, when it says, hey, it couldn't fully protect itself, that is an understatement and a half because it is dead. It tried to
That
survive.
protect did
It-
not matter.
It tried to do something. But even with the expectations, it just wasn't enough. And this is Renny right now, feeling the heat and commanding this game. My logic though, in response to Bugsy, is that what he's gonna need? And the Mudsdale actually gonna be a
And
pretty
there's the
fully pick.
Mudsdale.
I think it's going to be pretty good, especially against that Torkoal and the Charizard. Any kind of rock moves from that Mudsdale going to be turning the tides, especially with my Lotic into the field.
I think Bugsy still hasn't procced his Dynamax yet, so he still has that card.
Yeah, and Renny does have the Venusaur in behind, so if he can survive and take out a Pokemon on the side of Bugsy, he should be looking good into the future. But this do or die time here for Bugsy. He has to make an impact and he has to force out that Venusaur early on. Make sure he can even things out. Torkoal though gonna
There's
get
the
recalled.
Torkoal switch out.
And the real question is, did Bugsy pull up onto the Torkoal earlier on, or will it be damage onto the Charizard?
And there's Bugsy's Dynamax here. Who will it be?
The Milotic gonna get Dynamax. I think I memorized the
ball.
Yeah, that ball equals Milotic. I still remember that one. And yes, it's gonna be the Siren Song here. Max
And
Siren Song is
as
up.
we've noticed, as we've seen in the previous game, Bugsy's Milotic isn't that speedy. So it should maybe get turn 1, turn 2.
Yeah, but you know,
But there's the Max Guard
priority
from Charizard.
on the Max Guard. High horsepower from the Mudsdale. With Trick Room still into play, you would expect that horse to be into the lead. Guys are now
Max
coming.
Geyser, good grief. Will this kill the Venusaur?
That's a real question. Not gonna be
With
effective.
harsh sunlight up, that's not gonna do
Not
much.
gonna happen, but the sun is gonna be gone. Here comes the rain instead. It's like I said before, it was really that double up on the
And there's
Torkoal.
G-Max
Renny,
Wildfire proccing.
I feel like Renny finding his opportunity to swap out.
And Trick Room is out, as well as the Psychic Terrain.
So this turns the tides in terms of priority. Renny should be going first into this one with his Pokemon. Milotic and Mudsdale might lag behind, but we'll see what the speed truly is on that Venusaur. It might be that Milotic actually taking second priority into this one, but that Charizard, of course, will be looking to command into the next turn. There will be some more Wildfires. Venusaur now gonna get recalled yet again. Does Bugsy?
There's the weather control we were talking about
Yeah,
from Renny's
Bugsy
side.
is making sure that he can go for the hit. But on the flip side, Renny again with the weather control, as Rain says. And then here comes the sun. Do the max guard though from the Melodic instead. Buying a turn away. Overgrowth though in response. Interesting
Max
call here.
overgrowth on the tail.
And it's a very interesting tech option here for Renny. It does allow him to get the kill.
Now things are not looking good for Bugsy here.
Yeah, this is
Game 1 should go to Renny here.
Yeah, this is looking so dire. 3 Pokemon versus 1. The Milotic gonna have 1 turn left, and even if it takes out 2 of these fire types, well, that's overpower as well as whatever the Torkoal can do. Can pack a pretty impactful punch. Still the sunlight slowing down that damage, just making sure that that is gonna be the on Dynamax there. And was that a forfeit in this one? No, still gonna be fighting. Renny versus Bugsy. Game number 1 coming to a close. How can Bugsy bail out?
Bugsy should not be afraid to like whip out that Arcanine. With that, since he has the Torkoal on Renny's team, since Renny has that Torkoal on his team, he shouldn't be afraid to bring his Arcanine along, because it could take out that Venusaur.
And now it does seem like the Overgrowth gonna be exposed as a Solar Beam.
There is the weakness policy.
This policy though, one that Milotic making it a lot stronger. But unfortunately for Bugsy,
Max Geyser.
as we see the Max Geyser, we haven't seen any real ways to proc his ability. Not gonna get those 2 extra stages. The weakness policy sure gets a good increase, but still with Renny having these 2 Pokemon. And
But
with
Renny still has that Torkoal to bring the sun back up.
Yeah, and the Charizard gonna get that instant Solar Beam yet again. No 2-turn antics whatsoever. It's a really good swap there from Renny. He's realizing that sure, I can go for the kill using this Venusaur, but it will be a lot safer to always get the proc on that sunny day. And the drought gonna be coming yet again. Bugsy right now on the back foot. And Renny has looked absolutely unstoppable in this whole tournament. Can Bugsy even take a win?
He really knows his team well and knows how to play with that, with each Pokemon to their strengths.
I feel like Renny has been sitting on this team for so long already. Season 3
He's been waiting for Season 3.
He's been waiting for Season 3, and there you go.
I think Bugsy goes for the concede.
Yes, Renny will take game number 1. Pretty impressive stuff there from Renny yet again. And as we see our audience coming as one, everyone all crowded around seeing the action, making sure that everything is going to be fine and dandy. Renny though, still not as confident as you'd expect. Even though he has been so dominant, he's still thinking about all his actions, all his moves. Bugsy in the meantime, still feeling a little confident after that semi-final win, but he knows that he needs to find the
Renny
opportunities
one
here.
win away
From
to
taking
get
a crown.
that, to win this tournament. Let's see how Bugsy switches things up. And maybe he can get the reverse sweep once again.
Yeah, Renny is pretty much locked on to those 4 unless something drastic happens that Bugsy will surprise him with. But will
we
Bugsy
see that Mimikyu and that Grimmsnarl tech again?
Yeah, will we see the Mimikyu Grimmstar? Will we see the Arcanine? I feel like Bugsy has a lot more room to be flexible here. Like, Renny can still bring out his other 2 Pokemon, but it changes his whole strategy. Like, he will be looking to let Bugsy set up the Trick Room if he goes and brings the right barrier. He'll be looking to counter the Trick Room if he brings that Dusclops. But with his core 4, he can shrug off pretty much what Bugsy's trying to do with speed and still be tanky and sustained enough to stay alive and do his move regardless. But anyway, the Grand Finals really is a true test of this tournament.
Alright, here we go.
Awesome
Game number
time so
2,
far.
Renny versus Bugsy, the Grand Finals. Let's see how this plays out. Will Renny get the win and become the champion of this tournament? Or will Bugsy try to go for a Game 3?
It's time to find out if we are gonna get the crown onto Renny
And
today.
there's the Grimmsnarl and the Mimikyu.
Grimmstar and Mimikyu gonna be into play. And the real question is, does Renny know that the...
But Renny tries to go out for the big guns first turn.
Yeah, it's all about the flame right now. And the real question is, does Renny know that Bugsy has that tech option? Swagger into the Mimikyu, get rid of that confusion, and look to sweep from there. On the flip side, Renny already bringing in the big guns, as you say, all about that damage. Especially about that flame. The Solar Beam gonna be a good option as well. By this point in time, what does the Grimmsnarl and the Mimikyu have? Torkoal gonna get recalled. It seems like it is gonna be that Indeedee setting up that Psychic Surge.
Just wants to shut down that prankster.
Making sure that there is gonna be no priority there. Indeed, good tech yet again. And the terrain so effective to allow Renny to survive. Speaking of Renny though, he goes for the G-Max onto that Charizard. Wildfire might be into the cards here. Even though it's not super effective on anything, that burn damage, the flame.
You might want to get rid of the Grimmsnarl.
A good way to deal with anything. And as you said, that Grimmsnarl is going to be looking pesky. We'll see if Renny can go first into this one. And the Grimmsnarl though, going to go for the fake out instead.
But it's not going to work out for him.
Terrain from Renny, going to be keeping that one into play. And the Wildfire onto the Grimmsnarl.
That's going to be a one-hit KO on that
That's a huge shutdown. Perfect read honestly from Renny. If Bugsy went for the Swagger instead, went for something like that, could have actually amplified that Mimikyu, went for the fake out, didn't
there's
happen.
the Trick Room.
Trick Room though, pretty safe yet again from Bugsy. Solar Power now gonna get propped. And here comes Mimikyu getting damaged by the Wildfire. This is a very terrible turn here for Bugsy. The only saving grace he has is truly that TR being set up.
And there's the Mudsdale. We'll be using that Trick Room to his advantage.
It's finally time. We were talking about this before, and Bugsy gonna be looking to be direct with the Trick Room in this instance. Now the real question is, can the Charizard survive against that Mudsdale, especially if it gets Dynamax into this one? It seems like it's still gonna be all about that terrain and the flame in terms of our weather controls, so the Charizard gonna be happy about that. But we'll already swap things out, move over to the Venusaur instead to look to find...
Bugsy might want to play Renny's game and change the weather against him.
We'll see though what this Mudsdale has. It might have the opportunity to set up the sand if it does have that typing. But as we've seen before, it really is all about looking for damage, especially some Max Knuckles trying to connect. By this point in time, it's indeed going for the Follow Me, making sure that Charizard survives this turn. A good buy off for Renny, good sacrifice. And here comes
and
the
there's
Quake.
the Max Quake.
Digging onto the ground. Slamming.
Wants to raise that special defense. Not gonna kill that Indeed yet.
Again, a tacky Pokemon.
That Mimikyu should kill it though.
A double up will be in a special defense so set on. And here comes the Mimikyu with the
The
Drain
Drain Punch.
Good way to get the punch on, and
And
he goes
gets
down.
the KO.
Worthwhile sacrifice, I would say. Renny survives with his Charizard.
Renny should be able to deal some damage to one of his Pokemon, but both of them have raised their special defense once. But here's a Max Overgrowth. Will it be enough?
But still, a lot more tanky
Not
right
enough.
now. And the healing from the grass terrain here gonna be affecting all sides. Renny, one turn left on this G-Max. Bugsy still has two. Solar Power still in the field. And sure, we are seeing a little bit of damage thanks to that Life Orb, if I remember correctly, on that Charizard. This is the Wildfire. Putting up with the flames as well. Mimikyu right now getting a little bit of the HP back. Basically,
Let's see who Renny takes out here.
Basically, I think the Wildfire is just mitigating the damage right now from the grassy terrain. So Charizard gets some free heals.
And there's the Venusaur.
And this Venusaur is gonna have a field day. Grassy terrain.
Increases the move's power
Exactly.
by grass types, right?
The chlorophyll as well as the sunny day. This is pretty much.
But Trick Room is still up.
This is pretty much
If-
the bloom here for Venusaur.
If Bugsy can take out the Venusaur, there won't be much value on that.
Yeah, that's true. You can't get value if you're dead.
That's
for
true.
Sure. That's very true. It doesn't matter what you
And
do.
there's the Max Rockfall on the Charizard. Oh, it's not!
Oh, the Venusaur.
On the Venusaur.
This is so dangerous actually here for Renny. If the Venusaur goes down, he's not going to be able to use that typing. But sure, the Charizard still has that Max OG or that Solar Beam.
There's the Play Rough. Not gonna get it.
Venusaur can stay alive into the Sleep Powder result. But the
And it misses. Here's a Max Overgrowth from the G-Max Charizard. Not gonna get the kill here, as we've seen,
even less damage actually. It's
because of the increased special defense.
exactly. And with the Venusaur pretty low, it will still have a turn off. But by this point in time, it seems like that Frog is going to be a sitting duck in this instance. Now Renny going to be running out of time with the G-Max. Mimikyu as well.
It's going to be the last one, right?
Venusaur, yes, this is the last turn. Getting a little bit of that HP
Bugsy
back.
still has one more G-Max, Dynamax turn.
We've seen so many changes in terms of the weather, in terms of the terrain. But will the tides of this match change in favor of Bugsy? Mudsdale still Dynamax, 110 HP.
Renny still has that Torkoal in his team. He can send it out and change the weather again.
Yeah, Venusaur gets recalled, but no, it doesn't actually.
And there's
Charizard.
the protect from the Charizard.
Protect, so it seems like Renny gonna have exactly what he has here. Rockfall right now.
Rockfall.
Might go on to the Venusaur actually. Did he get the read on? No, it
Oh,
still
no,
connects
it's
onto the
not.
Charizard!
With 11 health to spare.
Oh, this is so risky. Can the Charizard
play
survive?
rough?
Play rough onto the Venusaur. It goes
good.
down. This is looking dire here for Renny. His 2-star Pokemon would fall, and here comes the Sandstorm though, getting the damage done, and is it gonna get the KO?
It does not. Did it?
2 HP, I believe. 2 HP on that Charizard. And here comes the grass right now, looking for the heal onto the Mimikyu. But damn, that was so close.
Now Renny down to his last 2 Pokemon, but Charizard might die the next turn.
Yeah, this is
With Torkoal and Solar Power, I'm pretty sure Charizard's gonna be taken out here.
yeah, for sure. With 2 HP, it really has to be a priority. But luckily for Renny, if that Charizard fell, this would be so difficult. Still has a chance, but things are looking pretty slim. Bugsy, yet again, bringing out big guns and going over to a pretty successful game number 2. Can he clinch it to force out a
And
decider?
there's an Eruption.
The Eruption right now.
Torkoal moving first thanks to Trick Room.
Mudsdale actually going down. This guy is gonna get dropped. And there should be an even trade here. Bugsy loses to this guy, loses to Mudsdale. But we can expect that Mimikyu to go for a potential Drain Punch onto Renny's Charizard. And that is gonna be that shiny Pokemon going down. Torkoal versus the world. How many Trick Room turns do we still have left, Rain?
I think this might be the last one.
And that is looking such a bad predicament here for Renny. This time, Bugsy able to play direct. We were talking about it last series that he can whip out that
Let's
Mudsdale.
see who Bugsy, which Pokemon Bugsy brought for his last
Yeah,
slot.
is it the Milotic? Yes, it
course.
is. Milotic into the field. Covers out those fire types.
Let's see if the shiny Milotic has value this game.
I think it existing to begin with is already the value in the first place. 1 water move, 1 Scald. Gonna shut that Torkoal down. But Renny taking the time to think about his next moves.
Milotic
though,
with the Protect.
making sure that it is gonna be staying alive. In the meantime, here goes the Phantom
And the
Force.
Phantom Force, that's a very good.
No damage whatsoever. Gonna come onto the side of Bugsy.
With the Heat Wave.
Avoid into the Protect. No, sir. Says Bugsy. Say goodbye to the terrain. We still feel the heat. But Bugsy right now, so confident. He hasn't fallen into the traps as of yet. And Renny, unable
Torkoal is the slowest Pokemon here, so it's going to be moving last.
to control anything.
Eruption is not going to be doing much damage now.
Scald should
With the
finish
Scald,
up.
will it finish it?
Oh no, it stays alive!
Torkoal, thanks to the sun.
I think so. It's just gonna
there's
get
the
some
Heat
water
Wave.
damage. Heat Wave though.
Mimikyu holds on to 7 health, not much damage on the Milotic, and this should be game 4 Bugsy.
Yes, this is pretty much the read here. And
Going
there you
to
go with the
game
4 We go, guys, into the game number 3. Bugsy doing it yet again, forcing a decider. And it's time. Look at that. Look at that. Graceful in defeat, apparently, Mr. Erickson. Forcing out.
Cheering on his opponent from the previous game.
Forcing out game number 3, though. How did really...
Another game 3. I think Bugsy has a knack of downloading his opponents on the first game.
Yeah, and how did Bugsy actually change the pace of that game? He went for the Mudsdale.
He's been very shy in using Mudsdale, but there's a lot of value on Mudsdale in this match. Thanks to Max Rockfall, he was able to take out the Charizard, even with the Protect.
Yeah, it's just, hey, you're not going to be able to get the shield play whatsoever. And Bugsy right now...
Alright, let's move on to our
make it
final
happen.
game here. Game number 3. Will Bugsy be taking the championship, or will Renny win? Or will Renny?
So do you guys have comments?
Yeah.
Oh,
Game is hard.
Game is hard, that's true.
Get hacked, bro. But anyway, guys, it's time for our decider. Do or die time between Renny as well as Bugsy. Give a round of applause to your 2 finalists. They have put in such a good show so far here at the Striking Vikings tournament. Thank you to PGP for setting things up. And thank you for everyone who has come in today. Will it be the battle of the fire types? Will it be all about that coverage? Can Bugsy turn it around and get that third game? Questions gonna be answered here and now as we move into this match. Everyone's enjoying their time here in Striking Vipers, but Rain, let's see what the leads are gonna be.
Right, Bugsy went for the same leads that won him last game, while Renny goes for that chlorophyll proc.
Chlorophyll gonna be the initiator here. Drought's gonna be setting up that sunny day as well.
We're gonna be seeing
The swagger proc.
swagger proc from Bugsy, or will Renny try to go for the sleep here?
Sleep versus confusion. All about typing. All about trying to put your opponents in a bad state. Bugsy though, we haven't seen much of the Grim style because of the fact that it always dies the first turn. But hey, if it's there, it really forces a response.
It's done its job.
Yeah, it existing.
Now we see the Indity here, setting up that terrain, getting rid of that prankster proc.
Yes, making sure that there is no priority in this instance.
Will Swagger work on his ally?
I think we can find out here. I would say
Swagger?
that the swagger should
It's
work.
protected by the psychic terrain.
Yeah, and the
Oh no, that was a
the target
Venusaur,
on
not
the
his own.
Venusaur. But
And there's the sleep owl that I was talking about earlier.
I think it still won't proc because it still is a prankster move per se. So the psychic terrain should protect it even if it's onto the Mimikyu. Since it's a terrain, right? It doesn't really.
Yeah.
It's not specifically for your side. So you know that's what I think the interaction is. There are many of these small.
I think if you're targeting a specific Pokemon, it won't work.
Yeah, there are so many of these
But like
small
Tailwind still procs the
interactions.
prankster, even with psychic terrain, light screen, reflect.
like it's so interesting sometimes how the interactions Pokemon works. Like half the time I don't understand also how if Guts is a proper buff or not, especially with like there was a match previous that it seems like the wheezing, the neutralizing gas, as well as the Guts is like how does that work? The Flame Orb might just get damaged down instead, but you know
I
that's
think the Flame Orb just got damaged.
yeah, that's I think too from the previous tournament. But hey, we're back into the grand finals here. Mimikyu
There's
getting
the
Dynamax.
Dynamax Mimikyu.
But hey, yo, Rain, did you notice something in this turn? The Grimmsnarl is still alive, bro.
Oh, it didn't die the first turn.
It's amazing. It only fell asleep. It has a step down from dying to being asleep. Mimikyu though gonna lose into the skies. But hey, at least Bugsy still has his 4 Pokemon into the field. 20 damage being taken. Here comes the Starfall though.
Here. This should heal the Grimmsnarl, right?
Might,
If I'm correct.
if this might wake him up. Or let's see what the new terrain is gonna do. The Mist is gonna be looking around into the battlefield. Sludge Bomb though from the Venusaur onto the Mimikyu. How is it gonna be enough?
Not much damage.
Yes. Poison, not really too effective in this instance. Doesn't get the prop as well. And DD and Venusaur though still looking pretty okay. A Follow Me can be into the cards. We haven't seen the Dynamax as of yet from Renny. What can Bugsy do in this instance?
And there's a Dynamax from Renny's side.
Seems like we're just talking about it and it gets called. It's time for Renny to show what this Venusaur can do in the first place.
That's a big boy.
That's a very big boy, and those Max Overgrowth is going to be so scary as well as those Max Poison moves. We'll see what Venusaur can bring to the table into this one, as here comes Indeedee,
And there's a Follow Me.
making sure that all the damage is going to go onto it. In the meantime, Grimmstyle still taking
This
a nap.
should be the Max Ooze. It could raise Venusaur's attack.
Yeah, it seems like the Misty Terrain not going to help out there.
And Indeedee.
Doesn't fall, 4 HP.
Wow.
Max Knuckle sure gonna boost up that Mimikyu as well as the Grimmstyle, but will it matter if the Venusaur gets the Max Ooze on? Damage now being done, erupting onto the
Not
Mimikyu.
gonna get the kill.
Still, the Mimikyu survives. It's looking pretty hefty against these normal damaging attacks. And special attack gonna go on up to the Venusaur, looking to make itself a little better, looking to make itself be the cleanup crew later on. The Misty Terrain set here by Bugsy.
Renny might sacrifice the Indeedee here.
Yeah, I feel
Just
like
to protect that Venusaur.
that's gonna be in the cards. Misty Terrain gonna be a good way to amplify any other Starfalls from the Mimikyu as well. And hopefully the Grimmsnarl finally gonna show us something else. Might get the swagger on. See right now. Indeed.
And there's the follow me.
I mean, that's 4 HP. It's the best way to make sure that Venusaur is going to stay healthy. Still the sleep though on to Bugsy's Grimmstyle side. And here comes Max Knuckle right now. Slams onto Indeedee. Sure gets a +1 up. But from the damage being done from the Venusaur earlier on, this might be the game for the poor Mimikyu. So Indeedee goes down. One Pokemon advantage for Bugsy, but maybe not
And
for
there's
long.
the Max Ooze I was talking about.
Max Ooze. And do the damage, special attack amplified. And finally, the Mimikyu falls.
Now we have Venusaur special attack raised twice, dealing twice as much damage.
Pretty big up here for Renny. And he can bring out the Torkoal yet then, or can look to play into the Charizard. Bugsy though. Grimmstar into the field, still taking a nap. Has been a long time for
It should
Grimmstar.
wake up the next turn.
It should wake up,
there's
but
still one more turn of Trick Room, which Torkoal can take advantage of.
But I just want to commend the Grimmstar by this point. It has survived longer than we expected. From one turn to still right now, the present day, we have our boy Grimmstar, Mudsdale, going to be looking to use that Trick Room up as well. But it seems like the Torkoal might have that priority, having a lot less speed. Classic TR user.
And there's a wake up on the Grimmsnarl with a Sucker Punch, dealing a lot of damage thanks to the Max Knuckle from Mimikyu.
That is so surprising.
And there's the Eruption from the Torkoal. Takes out the Grimmsnarl in one hit.
Hey, it tried. The Grimmstar tried, but still dies in one hit. But there you go, just getting priority on
And
going
there's a high
ahead.
horsepower.
High horsepower in response.
Not gonna
Torkoal,
take it.
150 HP worth of damage. Overgrowth right now. Could be the game changer here. Could clean up this Mudsdale. As a very potent hit. And Mudsdale goes down. This is Renny commanding this game this time. He got the sleep on.
Bugsy down his last Pokemon.
He is able to take care of the Dynamax. He is able to take care of the Mudsdale. And this has to be Renny with a very significant advantage. Maybe you could say that he has the game in store. Because even if it's a Milotic in behind, that
There's
is going to
still
be
a Venusaur.
That is a Venusaur looking to pounce onto any kind of Sirens. It's been a solid day here, Rin. It has been a very fun tournament. What has been,
I've been here since 11:30.
so what has been your favorite part of today as we are winding on down in this finals?
During the semifinals, of course. When Bugsy during Game 3, when Bugsy went that swagger,
That swagger into
that hyped everyone up.
It
As well
was-
as the semifinals match was insane.
yeah, but hey, Renny's gonna go for the Charizard.
There's the Charizard.
Love to make sure that everything is gonna be fine and dandy. It has Solar Beam. Venusaur right now with the Protect. The real question is, who does Bugsy go on? Blizzard though, gonna get used up and it will be protected. This is the first time we've seen the Blizzard here from this
Not
Milotic.
much damage on the Charizard.
Charizard gonna shrug it off, and it might be time here, Mr. Rain, for the Solar Beams to come. What does the Venusaur have? Does it actually have Solar Beam? But we know that Charizard is gonna be looking up the sun, looking to charge things up. I don't think though that the Sunny Day is still up.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone.
But maybe
Maybe.
Renny wants to bring out the Torkoal again just for that last one sunny day.
Make sure that it is going to be maximum damage here. Charizard, yes,
And
going
there
to
it
be
is.
recalled. Renny has shown the true power of swapping, the true power of getting those abilities proc at the very start, the Pokemon power of that drought. From the Torkoal, gonna bring that Sunny Day yet again. And here comes Venusaur right now with the Energy Ball, actually. The Milotic
Goes
taking
down
all of
in
that.
one hit.
And
Thanks
Renny,
to
guys,
Renny. We
is
have Renny Payumo taking first place here, and the PGP and in Striking Vipers tournament.
Grand Champion
Right
indeed.
there.
Congratulations, guys, to Renny Payumo. Let's just show off real quick what's going on here. Everyone having a good time, and see that's a well-deserved victory there.
And a very close match going to game 3.
Yes, sir. But hey, that was a solid effort. And guys, it's time to call it a night. So, Mr. Rain, come on over here. What do you think about that grand finals before we end things up?
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought Renny was going to go for a 2-0, but Bugsy showed up, made it go to game 3, but he made a good effort. But unfortunately, due to Renny's control of the weather, the terrain, Bugsy just couldn't get the win.
This time the sleep powder connected, and it was a pretty much a maximum duration one. Renny just having pretty much a solid plan. People will be looking at this team, trying to understand what it's gonna be. And we'll be right back, guys. We're just gonna set up with Renny to go for the interview for our winner. Thank you to Rain for co-casting.
Thank you so much, Daks, for having me. This has been fun.
Yes, sir. And we'll see you guys in just a bit. Yes. Hello, guys, and with me is our grand champion, Mr. Renny Payumo. Congratulations!
Thank you.
for
Hello,
taking
guys.
this one.
Thank you.
Dude, what's Mr. Rain? There you go. Dude, what's an amazing team you brought to the table today. You have truly shown what Season 3 is all about. And this is my question to you. Have you been sitting on this team for quite a while already?
Actually, I have a YouTube channel, and I've been running this team for a week now. So I'm surprised to still win this tournament because if you're watching my YouTube, you know my sets, you know my items, you know the spread. So I guess people here are not watching my YouTube channel.
No. Maybe just think about this. It's just how strong your team is, and that's what I'm thinking. I've been wondering because this is a team I can see that from these parts you brought from Pokemon Home, right? These are Pokemon you had before, and I was wondering like. From knowing what Season 3 was going to be all about, did you already have this team conceptualized beforehand? Like, this is exactly what I'm going to do? And run for it?
When I read the update of Season 3, I know that I want to use Venusaur and Charizard because I've been a fan of Venusaur since 2014, so I had to use Venusaur. And the team actually started with Venusaur and Charizard because those two are my favorite Pokemon. And with those two, there's a common denominator. They both need sunlight. So I added Torkoal, and with Torkoal in the team, it's automatic. There's got to be a Trick Room.
Yes.
So I added Trick Room. And for the last slot, it's actually a Togekiss. But I changed that to Indeedee because Venusaur needs that psychic terrain support to avoid Fake Out, to avoid Taunt, to avoid Thunder Wave. Because Venusaur is very, very easy to shut down, especially with Whimsicott and other Pronkster moves.
And we saw that earlier on. The Swagger was actually cancelled by the terrain swap, and it was just so much control from you. Like if you're playing a card game, you can really say your whole outputs was all about control. So what do you think about that grand finals though? What were some things you did? You felt like you did really great, and some things you felt you could have done better.
Actually, in the first, seeing his team, I know that my Venusaur Charizard can dominate. But on game 2, it's proven that Mudstail is a really huge trouble on my team. So on the game 3, I made an adjustment that I know that Charizard is not the one to Dynamax, but Venusaur, because Venusaur resists most of his team. So I made that adjustment on game 3. And when I saw that Mimikyu Dynamaxes, I know that I had it in the bag.
It seems like you did controlling that Grimmsnarl, making it taken out. Hey dude, at least you find the Grimmsnarl on Bugsy's side survived thanks to your sleep powder. So you're like, yes, it has survived long, but you getting the maximum value from that sleep, and at the same time just getting that Venusaur typing. We were talking about earlier on how the direct fights could have happened.
Yeah.
You're thinking, hey, you might bring the Rhyperior to really go for the 1v1, but it truly was your core being
Yeah.
so strong. Your fort core
Yeah.
is so potent. So do you have any tips for anyone looking to make a weather control team as well? Like what kind of setups are gonna be looking into, or how do you play it out?
Weather control. Actually, it's really difficult against my top 8 match because he has like Sableye with Rain Dance, and with Prankster Rain Dance, I can just switch out my Torkoal to control the weather. So I had to make plan to knock out that Prankster Setter Purse, Prankster Weather Setter Purse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we noticed also that how difficult. So that's a really good way to fight against it. But it seems like this is a team that is difficult to pilot, but if piloted correctly, it really shines in so many situations. And the
Yeah.
sun does shine onto Mr. Renny taking our crown today. Thank you, man, for participating. You have any shout outs or anything you want to plug? Hint, hint, YouTube channel.
Yeah. Guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Play with Renny. I upload mostly every day Pokemon rank battles like Cybertron.
And there you go, guys. Thank you to Renny. Congratulations to him. And we are gonna call it a night. Thank you guys for all coming here at Striking Vipers, and I'll see you guys next time. Spot should be up as soon as possible. Thank you for your support to PGP.